Komm jetzt, so! Geh mal ran!
Grüß euch, ich bin der Reinfried Herbst. Wir sind hier heute bei der Skifabrik bei Blizzard und ich werde sehen, wie viel aufwendige Arbeit es ist, dass man zu einem gescheiten Ski kommt. Die Arbeitsschritte sind ein Wahnsinn und es ist wirklich eine interessante Geschichte.
Each day in our raw materials warehouse, 5 tons of stock are prepared for use in ski production. These materials are supplied mainly from domestic providers, with whom we cooperate very closely, also in material development. All of our materials are inspected carefully upon entry and the results documented. Many of our materials come in coils, for example our top sheets, running bases, Titanel and glass fiber reinforced plastics. These then need to be trimmed to the appropriate dimensions for the given demand. Approximately 1,000 kilometers of top sheets and running base, as well as 2,800 kilometers of glass fiber laminate are prepared each year. Static quality control checks are regularly completed. Blizzard employs 2 types of printing technologies: silkscreen printing and thermal diffusion printing or sublimation. In screen printing, separate colors are mixed using exact formulas. Each color is pressed by means of a squeegee through partially permeable woven mesh and afterwards dried. This process is repeated for each color. In sublimation, thermal activated colors are printed onto paper using a digital printer. In the sublimation press, the colors are transferred at high temperature from the paper on the top sheet's surface, where the color pigments are then diffusing into the surface. This printer technology is very fast and flexible. Photorealistic portrayals are possible. Blizzard makes skis using 2 basic technologies: the polyurethane injection method and the sandwich compound method. With the polyurethane injection method, finished top surface and running base elements are utilized. Individual pieces of the overall construction are coated with hot melt reactive glue, which is checked in UV light and afterwards rolled on. Mistakes in coating are clearly recognizable under UV lighting. Previously finished pieces, as well as other necessary materials, such as edges and tip protectors, are gathered in the picking area in front of the presses according to the current order. The individual pieces of the unfinished product are placed into the press. It is then locked under a lid and closed under high pressure. A highly reactive 2-component polyurethane mixture is sprayed into the ski with 130 bar of pressure through the ski's tip. 2 skis are always pressed at the same time in a press cycle of 4 minutes. After the press cycle has been completed, the skis are removed from the forms.
Rito.
Wood is what gives the ski its life. A wood core is used as the base core in technically high-end skis because of its excellent properties. Depending on the type of ski, different types of wood are used. The first step entails milling the wood into the desired side cut and then attaching a side wall if necessary. Afterwards, the thickness curve of the core is graded. These are determinative for the flex and hardness of the skis. Blizzard uses almost exclusively so-called pre-pregs in order to glue individual components together. Pre-pregs are glass fiber mats impregnated with epoxy resin into a non-hardened, chemically unstable state, which is why they are stored at -15 degrees Celsius. They are then cut into their desired form and dimension with a CNC ultrasonic cutter. The separately constructed individual components from the respective areas are now put together into finished batches and transported to the presses on material carts. The individual components of a sandwich compound ski are placed layer for layer into the mold. Layers of pre-preg are placed between the individual layers of the construction to glue it together. The mold is closed with its upper part and then put into the press. During the approximate 18-minute press cycle, the epoxy resin with the pre-preg turns to liquid, glues the individual layers together and hardens at approximately 130 degrees Celsius. At the end of cycle, the mold is removed from the press and the raw ski is taken out of it. Before the skis are sent to the automatic grinding line, the so-called leftover is removed and subject first to manual grinding. The grinding process consists of 3 lines: belt grinding, stone grinding and tuning. Each line consists of various stations. In order to obtain the best gliding properties, only minimal amounts of material can be removed in each step of the process. In the belt grinding line, a rough grind is applied to the base and edges. Fine grinding is applied to our skis in the stone grinding line. In the tuning line, edges are sharpened to obtain the optimal grip for each respective ski. By using a 5-axis CNC milling machine, complicated milling and drilling processes are carried out on our ski. Important quality control steps are performed in order to guarantee 100% quality. Every ski is automatically measured for camber and weight, as well as for the flex factor. According to these measurements, the skis are then paired at the end of the line. Holes drilled for bindings and tip coverings complete this line. Any extra applications or plates are also mounted in this area. The packing line marks the end of our process, in which the skis are fully automatically waxed, polished and wrapped. The packaged ski is transported into the warehouse, where its further distribution is organized.
Ja, ich habe es jetzt dann gesehen, wie Ski produziert werden. Ich schätze mal, euch ist gleich gegangen wie mir beim ersten Mal. Ich habe es nicht geglaubt, wie viele Arbeitsschritte das sind, wie viel Handarbeit dahinter steckt. Und ich glaube, das ist wirklich etwas, was einfach für Qualität birgt. Und da sind wir genau bei Blizzard wirklich richtig. Wir haben genau das gesehen und das ist auch der Grund, warum ich seit Jahren auf Blizzard vertraue.